I was an alcoholic at 21. Yeah, it's possible. That's not what we're here to discuss today. We're here today to talk about the turning point that made me get clean and sober. It was a lot of things. It was the slow disintegration and meltdown of my life as I knew it. It was the ending of relationships. It was the fact that my anxiety was so crippling I honestly wanted to be, and the panic attacks and the terror. It was the fact that my boyfriend left. People get annoyed when I say that. People were like, why would he leave you? And I'm like, guys, why would he stay? I was a nightmare. He put up with years of this nonsense over and over again, relapsing and drinking at inappropriate moments and turning up to events drunk and embarrassing him, and like, it was just a nightmare. So he tried his absolute best, but ultimately no one's going to save you apart from you. You have to want to get clean and sober. And actually it was him walking out the door, literally physically walking out the door. I remember the moment so clearly, and then I passed out. And then the next day I was like, okay, the jig is up. I gotta get help. Interesting. He kept trying and it was only after he walked out the door that I was like, yeah, I need to get some help. Family were at their wits' end with me. Friends were at their wits' end. Like, friends had started calling me out and being like, Izzy, your behaviour is mental. You need to stop it. You're gonna end up dead. I'd been fired and I turned up to a job interview drunk. I turned up to work experience drunk. I just couldn't seem to get my life together enough to do anything. Hopes and dreams had gone to pieces. I wanted to be an actor, but I was doing something completely different. I ended up in the advertising world and I hated it, but I was still trying to find jobs there, and I was too drunk and messed up and mentally unstable to pursue the acting. I kept getting signed off work before I lost the job. I kept getting signed off for anxiety and depression, but never really saying, oh, it's actually because I have a drinking problem. Like, obviously anxiety and depression are symptoms of the drinking problem. Thinking work are going to be judging me because I keep getting signed off work, and I ended up in hospital a few times, arrested by transport police. It just kept getting crazier. I remember going away with my boyfriend at the time on a big sort of like country trip thing in Devon with his friends, and like embarrassing the hell out of myself and then trying to hurt myself, and waking up in the mornings with the shame and the guilt, and then being like, the only thing that's going to sort this out is if I have another drink. So you just end up on this horrific cycle of madness where you know the only way that it's going to stop is if you get sober, but you're clinging on to the hope that actually you don't have a drinking problem and you're going to be able to drink normally one day. Constantly in blackout, couldn't remember anything half the time, but like the one thing I had was the boyfriend stood by my side, like no matter what was going on. My family had a little bit more knowledge of alcoholism because I'd had a parent who was an alcoholic, and they were like, you need to go to AA, you need to get help. And I was like, it's all right, I'm okay over here. So when the one person who'd stood by my side was finally like, Izzy, that I can't do this anymore, that was my breaking point. And I remember like the morning after he'd gone, I just remember looking in the mirror and not recognising myself. All the hopes and dreams I'd had gone to hell. And I was like, and I'd always been a big dreamer. I know that sounds really cliche, but I used to believe in something, and everything good about me was gone. And I remember that moment of looking in the mirror and just being like, I don't recognise myself. My face was swollen, like I had a swollen face. I didn't know how I was going to earn money. So at the age of 21, when all my friends were coming back from uni and just doing what 21-year-olds do, I was like, I look like a 50-year-old alcoholic. And I'm drinking every single day with the curtains closed and a bottle of vodka, and that's all I care about. And I was like, I want to live. And I think that was the overwhelming thing within me, was I really want to live. I don't want this to be the thing that kills me. I don't want to be a sad story. Loads of people turn up to her funeral and are like, what a shame, she was so young. I did not want that. Obviously the idea of being 21 and sober, 21 in recovery, was like, I'd stopped myself getting into recovery for so long because of my age. Like at 18, I knew I had a problem. I knew, and yet I was like, I'm going to be judged. People are going to think I'm a weirdo. I'm going to hate my life. Nothing's going to be enjoyable. All because I thought alcohol was like the center of my universe. And that was not true. So anyone that's in that same situation, like you're young and you're thinking, I can't be sober at this age. Life won't be worth living. Oh my God, my life is so much better now. My relationships are better. My relationships were a mess. My relationship with my family was really bad. And that wasn't just because of my drinking, that was because of years of like not dealing with stuff. As a family, not dealing with stuff. And the thing is, once people start to heal within a family, then everybody starts to heal. Like my parent getting sober, and then I had another sibling that had a mental health issue that started to deal with it, and then I started to deal with mine, and like slowly but surely our family put themselves back together. It took action and it took willingness. I'm very grateful to be here today, and that's a long video, but